So we're going deep today. We're cutting through all of the excuses, and we're gonna get some healing going on up in here. CSL has an overall theme that they've been doing the last couple of years, and this year it's values-based spiritual living. And this month, the overall theme is diversity and inclusion. We're not going to talk about diversity because diversity is not our problem. Look around you. Diversity is not our problem. We are born into an amazingly, beautifully, incredibly diverse cosmos. Diversity ain't our problem. Inclusion ain't our problem. Because truth be told, we're one. And there's absolutely nothing I can do to exclude you from that. You can't exclude me from that. Because it's what we are. So, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about this illusion of shoulds. We're going to talk very bluntly, very much at the core of this misconception that we have that oneness means sameness and different means separation. Because it doesn't. Look at our world. We're one. Do you see any two things that are the same? Even snowflakes are different, for crying out loud. Everything is different. So how do we make it separate? And for those listening to just the audio, I'm drawing a line from edge to edge on a whiteboard. This is the thin but very wide, pervasive line of should. Told you, we going deep, we're going quick. This is the very source of every discontent that any of us ever feel. Is this notion that anything should be any certain way. Our own Creator doesn't tell us how we should be. It creates us and says, go be what you are. Go express the magnificence of you. Uniquely, magically, individually, authentically, you. But in our human experience, since the beginning of time, we have been establishing this should line. And what we do is we say that that's how it should be, but then people show up in different places. And they look different. And they sound different. My bird doesn't want to stay. God love it. And how do we make that okay? So we have all of these things on the, and if you envision this board as all of creation without the borders, okay, this is what we do. We separate it out. And then we position ourselves as point zero. And anybody not in this space with me is wrong, is bad, is misunderstanding life. We have all kinds of, they're in process. That's one of my favorites. They're in process, which is incredibly sarcastic and dismissive. They're perfect. They just disagree with you. But when we think they should get here, they don't. What do? If you have not yet read Ernest Holmes' last Sermon by the Sea, I highly recommend that you go online to In Google We Trust and put it in, and it will give it to you. You can access it online. Because Holmes goes through, and I'm not going to read them all, but he articulates very much of what we have done in this should line from a different perspective. He goes through, find me one person who is for something and against nothing. One person who no longer has any fear of the universe, or of God, or of man, or of anything else. Find me one person who has given all that he has to love without regret. He goes on and he goes on and he goes on. And I've heard this talked about a lot, but what I never heard talked about, that I just sat with when I read this, what he says is this: I'm talking to you, I'm talking about you and myself. When I say find a person, I don't mean go over to Rome or London or back to your own church. The search is not external. These people all exist in us. They are different attributes and qualities of our own soul. Rumi says it this way: our job is not to create more love, but to remove the barriers that we've built against it. Every barrier lives on this should line. Every one of them. Okay. So what would happen? Let's just say, for the sake of conversation, that magically, everybody except our bird friend, we get them all in alignment. That somehow we have manifest the ability to truly control one another, and we get everybody lined up with our should line. Is everything good now? No, because this center point is the only one that matters. See, now you're almost there, but you're not quite good enough. And even when we start pulling folks in, we still can't get okay as long as we have this line. In my talk title, I offered, if you could ask, if you could shift everything, if you could shift this whole should line by answering one question, would you do it? Would you do it? There's a movie out right now written by an amazing, brilliant author, poet, social activist, James Baldwin. And when I was watching the trailer to that movie, there was one thing that he said in there that went straight to the core of me, that flipped everything. I haven't seen the movie yet, and he's already changed my life. Here's the question: why do I need it to be this way? Yeah. Why do I need it to be this way? Because see, if I need you to be wrong, if I'm making you wrong, it's because I need you to be wrong. It's not because you're wrong. It's because I need you to be wrong. Why do I need you to be wrong? Because I'm living my life based on this should line. Because I mistakenly understand who I am based on generations of conditioned thinking that tell me I'm somebody I'm not. So what happens when we begin to ask that question? Because asking the question, that's only the beginning. We ask questions all day long that we never answer. Answering the question will free you. Why do I need you to be wrong? Why do I need you to accept my body the way it is? Why do I even care what you think? Why do I need to care? Why do I care? Why do I need people in the political arena to agree with me? Why do I need to be against you if you disagree with me? I am a social activist to the bone. To the bone. I go to sleep thinking about social activism. I dream about social activism. I get up in social activism. And mostly because New Thought was founded in social activism post-Civil War. Go back and read the stuff about Parkhurst Quimby. Okay? Read Horatio Dresser. They were the predecessors. It's founded in us waking up and going, the only way we're going to live these principles is to understand our social beingness. Why? This is the light that came on from me. Because until I'm willing to understand my social nature, I can't get to this should line. Because this should line is creating my social nature. How I move about in the world. How I think. Until I take responsibility for this should, it's running my life. And it's annihilating my access to who I am. Oh my God, we have so much power, people. Everything that created us is in you. It's yours. You don't have to look for it. You don't have to create it. We're so busy trying to create what's already here, we don't even see it. Because we're not really trying to create us. We're trying to be against this. That's what Holmes is talking about when he says be for something and against nothing. I can be against the should line all day long. Where's my energy? Where's my focus? I'm just making my should line bigger, brighter, wider, because that's what I'm feeding. If I'm for something, if I'm for doing the work to reveal the truth of me, well, that's a whole different ballgame. Because then I start asking, why do I need this? And then I answer the question. Why do I need to vilify the 1%? Because I'm scared. Because I'm living in a consciousness of lack. And I'm blaming them for what I don't have. That's why I need to do it. Because if they would change, I would have more. Really? Really? Let's take that for a minute. I'm sitting at home on my couch, blaming the 1%, and suddenly, magically, they get on my should line. Does that show up in my bank account? No. But that's the belief system. If they would give up some of their money, I'd have more. Good luck. See, if I want to manifest a greater abundance, I have to change. You don't have to. I live in a world where I don't care how much the 1% has, because it's a 1% of what? Infinity? Seriously. That's where we're stuck here. We've decided that there's this much. And they have it, so I can't. My God's bigger than that, and so is yours. And you don't have to know it's bigger than that for it to be bigger than that. That's the good news. It just is. It just is, people. If you want more, get to answering the questions that live on this should line. Why do I need it to be this way? My boss is a jerk. Why do I need it to be that way? Why do I need my boss to be a jerk? Because if I'm saying my boss is a jerk, I need my boss to be a jerk. Anything that you're projecting out here, the good news is you can change it. The bad news is it's yours. It's not theirs. It's not about them. Because there's a lot of people that do a lot of things that we don't even know about. Do they bother you? Yeah. There's the kid in India right now that just now engaged in a behavior that we know nothing about. Does that bother you? No. Does the person that just shoplifted at Safeway somewhere on the planet bother you? Some of us it does, if we're being really honest, because we have this, they shouldn't shoplift. Shoplifters are bad. And I submit to you that while shoplifting is in fact against the law, if it is a mother with hungry children, I don't know that it's bad. I can no longer go there. I live in a world where none of us has ever made a bad decision. Ever. Now, I have made decisions that I greatly disliked the effect. Had I known the outcome when I was making the decision, I assure you, I would have made a different decision. And given every tool at my availability, every rational thought, every available solution, the most insane appearing solutions that I created as choices were the best I could make in that moment. It wasn't bad, it wasn't wrong. It was necessary, it was mine, and it was perfect. And I get to learn from feedback from the universe. The problem comes is when I take all that feedback and I put it on a should line. That because that's how it worked for me, you should do it the same way. That my choices set this arbitrary standard. And when we begin to ask the question, why do I need it to be this way? I don't. And this begins to go away. And everybody gets to have their own unique experience. And there's nothing dividing us anymore. Nothing. Notice there's still some line there, because these are the things I hide from myself about me. Why do I need it to be this way? The nasty self-talk. The lies that tell me I'm limited. The lies that tell me I'm not enough. The lies that tell me I'm unlovable. Why do I need it to be that way? For me, this was a huge sense of safety, because I was operating under a belief that you could actually hurt me. You can't hurt me. I can hurt me. And I do every time I operate from that tiny little shed line, because what I say is that I can be hurt. I say that God can be hurt. Now, you can take away my physical life. You can. Is that me? We get really Buddhist on you now. Are you your body? Are you your job? Are you your identity? Hardly. Think about it. How many identities have you had in life? How many do you have now? Male, beard, white, blonde with gray, fat, husband, tie, shirt, pants, standing, talking. We got a lot of identities. Those are not my identity. Those are descriptors of my physical being. No different than pen, eraser. Seriously? Has anybody ever heard one of these chairs say, "Get off me"? No, don't put me there. I want to be in this section, because this section better represents my chairism. It doesn't happen. And we do it to ourselves all the time. How many of us settle for relationships that hurt our soul because that what we want is out of our league? What league are you in? When did you sign up? Where's the uniform? When are the games? There's no stadium, but we're in a league. Somebody else defined you, and you bought it. We can all buy the same broom at Walmart and all use it differently. Would you agree?
Yes.
We all bought the same lies, and we all use them differently. Some of us use them to hurt people. Some of us use it to hurt ourselves. What I'm offering you, get rid of it. And it's so simple. And let me be very clear. It's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable to sit in the depths of your own soul and humanity and ask, why do I need it to be this way? And then answer the question. Because asking it will open the door, but if you're unwilling to answer the question, you will stay divided from yourself. And you will stay divided from everyone else. There is no shame in this process. One of the first responses that kept coming up in my mind, and maybe you can relate, maybe not. Well, that's just because how it's always been. Nothing has ever always been anyway. If it was, we wouldn't be here. Okay? Dinosaurs would be stomping us and eating us. Or we would still be protozoas that hadn't even developed into dinosaurs yet. Nothing has ever always been anything. Let that go. I submit that what's most uncomfortable about answering the question is because we don't know what's next. We talk about living in the mystery. Who really wants to do that? Seriously. Now, you should know before you sign the contract, you're bringing somebody in who loves living in the mystery. I do. I love breathing every breath with no certainty what's coming next. Because if I know with absolute certainty what's coming next, where's the mystery? And have I not limited creation and my own magnificence if I do that? This is as far as I can evolve. This is as much of divinity as I'm going to express. So there. That's it. This is as good as I'm going to get. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. And we do this every day. You have a greatness in you that is going to blow you away. It's going to blow you away. And it may blow some people in your life away, literally. Okay? Because when we step into our greatness, it calls everybody else up or out. Because see, when I stand in my greatness, it changes how I relate to you. I am so blessed to have a wife that sits in celebration every time she sees me shift into unfamiliar territory. She celebrates that. Even if it's messy. Even if I don't know what I'm doing. She celebrates that. And she allows me to celebrate it in her. I have friends on Facebook that celebrate with me and I celebrate with them, and I've never been in the same airspace with these people. See, we don't have to play by these arbitrary rules anymore. I want to give you this visual. Imagine that this is creation itself. We talk in science of mind that it creates out of itself but is never diminished by itself or by its creation. Okay? I can light as many amazingly diverse pictures of creation that I want. Maybe. And notice, this flame in the middle, it's not getting any smaller. It's not diminishing. It's not diminishing. It's not going out. Okay. Here's our creative potential. All of these have the same power of creation. The same power. They don't all look the same. They don't all feel the same. And notice that it's not diminished when it creates a new light either. Our invitation is to see all of the diversity, to see all of the differences, and at the same time, see what our Creator sees. Let's take this into prayer. has unfolded me, it has revealed to me life's nothing less than sublime. With every thought I make, every last breath I take, may I be gracious and kind. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me by any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Kindness wash over me, make me a symphony, play every note you can find. Make me reverberate, gently deactivate, slowly flow out of my mind. Find me a melody, dance, and let my anthem be. Love, cover me by any darkness. Love, cover me right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me.